Hello there. Today we're at the Auguste Busch Memorial Conservation Area, locally known as Busch Wildlife. Got a few hiking trails out here. Let's take a look at the map and see what's ahead of us. Okay, hopefully I can hold this down. It's a windy day. We came off Highway D into the main entrance. We're parked at the Visitor Center. Right behind the Visitor Center is the Fallen Oak Nature Trail, 7/10 of a mile. Do that hike first. Then we'll head over to the Busch Hiking Biking Trail. In total, it's 3.1 miles. We'll see a lot of old bunkers on that trail. We'll probably do one or two other trails. We've got the Short Pine Trail, the Short Woodland Trail. There are a couple of other short trails in this area as well. It's a large area. A couple of cemeteries back in the woods. There's one off this trail just north of Lake 33, the largest lake here. And there's another one off this pine trail out in the woods. There are 100 bunkers in total in this Busch Wildlife area. Let's go for a hike. Soon after starting the trail, you come to an intersection. We'll go to the right, hike this trail in a counterclockwise direction, and return from the left. Up ahead, we'll just take the long loop. The trail's paved, nice and easy. Just after this sign, we have a little side trail off to the right. Let's see what's there. Really not much. Small pond and a bad house up in this tree. Back to the main trail. It's a beautiful area full of wildflowers. We're still in early May, but we're going to have our first hot day of the season. We'll approach 90 degrees today. And that's the end of this trail. On to the next one. So we just arrived at the Busch Hiking Biking Trail. If you do the complete trail, it's 3.1 miles. There are a lot of shortcut possibilities, cross trails throughout this. We'll see our bunkers for the first time. There are 100 in this area. They were used for TNT storage when they manufactured TNT in this area in the 40s. We've just begun the trail, and we're already at our first bunker. Most of these are welded shut or locked shut. This is our second bunker. And the round concrete area in the front would have been a power pole for the building. You have a loading dock and stairs off to the right. They're all built in the same manner. All right, we're at our third bunker. You can see they're all a little bit different. I believe the Conservation Department uses these to store pretty much whatever they have nowhere else to store and they're not using anymore. This one's a little different with the tank behind me. You could access this one. I'll show you in just a minute. It's only for the adventurous though. There is an opening to the left of the door. You would have to crawl in. Okay, we're at a point where the trail splits. If you go straight up over that little rise and down the hill, you return to the parking lot. It's very near to here. We're going right to complete the 3.1 mile trail. Here's our fifth bunker, number 99. It's also welded shut. Okay, so on the map you could see the small loop at the top with the connector trail and then a large loop at the bottom. You can see where we parked, the very right of the small loop, made our way around. We're at the end of the connector trail. We'll go right to hike the large loop in a counterclockwise direction. To the left of the trail, we have a small pond. So this is kind of funny. This is our next bunker, and painted on it, it says open, and it does appear to be open. Let's find out. So I did bring a headlamp just in case we got this opportunity. Let's go see it. Oh, that smells good. Okay, as you can see, it's quite damp in here. A lot of trash. On the plus side, the temperature is really good, like a cave. Well, and there you have it. So the history of this area is very interesting. It's the Weldon Spring area, just south of St. Charles in Missouri. In 1942, the federal government condemned approximately 17,500 acres in support of the World War II war effort. They manufactured TNT and DNT in this area originally. They used these bunkers for bomb storage. I know there are at least 100 in the Busch wildlife area. I'm not certain how many there are in total. In the early 60s, they enriched uranium here for support of the atomic bomb. So you can imagine this entire area was a toxic wasteland. There's a museum and a containment facility for the environmental cleanup that has been done out here, and it's declared safe at this time. There were 3 towns and many, many farms, houses in this area when it was condemned. You can imagine these people were not happy. Some of these people had been here since the 1700s, multiple generations in one family living in one house. People lost their businesses, but the town of St. Charles was quite pleased. It opened up a lot of job opportunities. You had electricians, plumbers, carpenters, manufacturers of all types to build a variety of buildings in support of the TNT and uranium enrichment production. At this point in time, the Missouri Department of Conservation owns the majority of the land. The National Guard has a bit kind of in the middle. It kind of splits it into Busch wildlife in the north and the remainder of the Weldon Spring Conservation Area to the south. So what's interesting is when you're out in the woods, you'll come across evidence of old road beds, power lines, power poles, fire hydrants, just in the middle of nowhere. It's really quite unique and fun to explore, especially in the winter. You have good visibility, no ticks, and you can identify most of the buildings from a distance, and the cemeteries. And I'm pretty certain there were 31 cemeteries in total. They were going to be relocated into St. Louis County during the 60s, but that never did occur, so they're still out here. Let's see what's down the trail. by the way. This is so I don't get lost. So just through this gate, on the other side of the fallen tree, you have a road. We could go right and do the full trail. We could go left as a cut-through trail. We'll go right. We'll be heading towards the field archery range. If we stayed on that road, that's where we would end up. Here we have the down tree and the cut-through. And that's our direction. The majority of this hike is on old roadbed. You can see the culvert pipes at the bottom, an old bridge with a stream flowing through it. So just up the hill, you'll pass a bunker on the left, and then make a left where the cyclist just turned. Here's a little closer look at this intersection. You can't miss this one. Just after the intersection, you have the zombie bunker on the right. I am not going to check to see if that one's open. Next, we come to a four-way intersection. According to the map, we go right. At the next intersection, we make a left. Thankfully, we're back in the shade. These roadbeds are really quite hot in the full sun. I'm not certain how this will turn out with the sun's glare on the water, but these ruts are full of tadpoles. At this next intersection, we go straight. Here we also go straight and through the gate. Okay, so we're at the end of the long loop. This is where we started. We're going to go straight across the connector trail back to the short loop. Then to the car, we're almost there. We're at the end of the connector trail. We'll make a right on the small loop, and we're back to the car. So we're at our last trail, the Pine Trail. This is the shortest trail we'll do today, but it's the most beautiful. It's a short loop. begin and end right where you park. So happy to be walking on dirt and pine needles. And we're at the end of the trail, back to the car. That wraps it up for today at Busch Wildlife. Thanks for watching. Let's go. This is our second bunker. You can see in this round concreted area in the front, there would have been a power pole there. This is our second bunker. This is our second bunker. The round concrete pole, shit. Oh, shit. And we're at the end of the trail. It's very short, but it's good for the soul. Stupid.